Morning all, hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe. It's Wednesday, June the 17th, 2020. Lots to get through today. We had a busy day with COVID-19 and Disney World were very busy on their website yesterday, so let's get right to it. US cases trending up slightly, but tempered by US deaths as a whole, still trending down. Really good news there. Florida cases yesterday, another record-breaking day. And I've got the stats for what that actually means. It's not just about cases, but hospitalizations and deaths also. Deaths were up, but surprisingly it kind of happens that way. Sunday, Monday tends to be low, Tuesday seems to be higher. So nothing to be sort of gained from just looking at the stats from yesterday. Ron DeSantis actually confirmed yesterday that he would not be shutting the state down. He was asked that direct question and said, no, we're continuing. We're just going to take measures to stop vulnerable people getting the virus. The Florida Agriculture Secretary said that Ron DeSantis had actually lost control of the situation. So news on that. A group of doctors have asked Ron DeSantis to sign an executive order mandating masks. There was no commentary from DeSantis on that yesterday. Weather, beautiful day today, a little cooler, but it's going to be up to 90, and then it's going to be the usual thunderstorms in the afternoon. It actually hasn't rained here for the last couple of days, so I'm sure we're in for a good deluge today. Disney World reservation system was said to be going through 2021 yesterday, so several websites in the UK said that this was going to happen, that the reservations were going to be through 2021. Those parts of those websites were actually taken down yesterday morning, so we don't know where they are on that yesterday. I'm going to talk a bit more about that after the detail of the news later. Also, it was said that the 7 and 14 day tickets wouldn't be applicable for a certain period around the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, which happens on October the 1st. Again, that was taken down, and there's nothing on the Disney website about that, so we'll talk about that later as well. Disney has now put in mobile check-in for dining options at resorts and some of the parks. So you now don't have to go to the podium to check in, you can do that online with MDE. Housekeeping options have now been added to Walt Disney World's check-in system, so you can click the button for no service or service every other day. Disney World is urging its guests in resorts and also with tickets to link those resorts and tickets to their My Disney Experience app ahead of the reservation system, which will be kicking in soon. No news on exactly when that's going to be happening, but the resorts are opening on the 22nd. Some of them, the deluxe and DVC resorts, open on the 22nd, and I'm sure reservations will be happening very, very soon thereafter. Dining reservations can now happen in resorts and certain parks from June the 18th for guests staying at Walt Disney World resorts. There's also a piece there about Disney Springs reservations, but anybody can make those reservations, and I tried to make a dummy booking this morning and I could, so I've got a bit on that as well. And then lastly, Seaworld. So Busch Gardens yesterday had a lien on Iron Gwazi. Today there's news of a lien on Icebreaker. So I don't know what's going on with Seaworld, whether they're strapped for cash or what, but they don't seem to be paying their construction bills on time. So that's what's happening with them. Okay, that is the headlines. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell and press all. You'll then get this stuff 6 days a week with something different on a Sunday. If you're getting good value from the video, please do press like. The YouTube algorithm does like likes. It just spreads the video to more people, and that's great for the channel. So thank you. Okay, let's get to the news in detail. The number of new cases recorded in the US yesterday was 23,265. 849 deaths were recorded, but the 7-day moving average continues to move down. In Florida yesterday we had another record-breaking day with cases at 2,783. 53 deaths were recorded in Florida yesterday, but Tuesdays always seem to be more than Mondays and Sundays. The percentage of positive cases yesterday was 9.24%, while hospitalizations were at 0.63% and deaths were at 0.18%. All three of those statistics are higher than previous weeks, but please remember that yesterday was the first day of the week and these stats could therefore be skewed. Despite another record day of cases in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis at a press conference yesterday said he had no intention of shutting the state down. He said, "We're not shutting down, we're going to go forward, we're going to continue to protect the most vulnerable, we're going to urge, continue to advise, particularly our elderly population, to maintain social distancing and avoid crowds." Also yesterday, Florida Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried said that Ron DeSantis had lost control of Florida's COVID-19 response. She said that the recent spike in reported cases makes it clear that the public health situation is not under control. His policies are simply not working, and he's recklessly opening Florida despite the data screaming for caution, refusing to acknowledge the alarming patterns in cases, hospitalizations and positivity is not only arrogant but will cost lives, public health and our economy. A group of doctors is urging Ron DeSantis to issue an executive order for masks to be worn in public. Dr. Ron Saff for Physicians for Social Responsibility said, "You may not like wearing a mask, but it beats wearing a ventilator." We're heading up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit here today, and over the next 10 days it's going to be between 86 and 93. That's 30 to 34 degrees centigrade, with thunderstorms in the afternoon. Yesterday morning, several ticket agencies based in the UK said that the park reservation system for Disney would be operational right the way through 2021. However, references to this were later taken down by the companies involved. This is the text that appeared on one of those companies' websites yesterday morning. I have my own thoughts on why this has happened, and I'll share those with you after the news. This text also appeared, which says that the 7-day and 14-day tickets for 2021 will not be available for use between the 27th of September and the 31st of December 2021. Walt Disney World will be celebrating its 50th anniversary on the 1st of October 2021. Neither this news nor the need for reservations through 2021 has appeared on any Disney website. Disney yesterday announced a new mobile check-in option for dining, and it's available on the My Disney Experience app. You'll be able to use this feature at some of the restaurants in Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Animal Kingdom doesn't seem to feature, and you'll also be able to use this at some resort hotels. Another addition to Disney's website yesterday was the option to choose housekeeping services every other day or to decline it completely. Disney had already announced every other day cleaning if you choose this option, or the 4th and 8th day if you're a Disney Vacation Club member. In yet another change at Disney yesterday, they are now urging their guests to link their hotel reservations and tickets to their My Disney Experience app. Disney said, "As we plan for the reopening of our Walt Disney World Resort hotels and theme parks, it will be important for guests to link their upcoming resort reservation and/or ticket to My Disney Experience as soon as possible. This will enable them to receive important communications and information about next steps and key planning dates, including the recently announced theme park reservation system." On a very busy day for the Disney website, they also announced that guests staying at Disney resort hotels with arrivals between June the 22nd and July the 10th can make dining reservations at select Walt Disney World Resort hotels and at Disney Springs. Guests can start to make reservations on June the 18th for the opening on June the 22nd. This doesn't mean that reservations for Disney Springs restaurants can only be made by people staying at Walt Disney World resorts. Anyone can make reservations at Disney Springs restaurants, and here's an example for tomorrow lunchtime. I said yesterday that a lien had been filed on Iron Gwazi in Busch Gardens by a contractor who hadn't been paid. Now it appears the same is happening at Seaworld Orlando on its Icebreaker roller coaster. Premier Rides, the contractor involved with building Icebreaker, is saying that it's owed $2.7 million by Seaworld. So US cases trending up slightly now with states reopening, but death rate going down. So that's good. Those two things, I mean, well, it'd be better if the case numbers were going down as well, but the fact that deaths are going down still is great news. Florida cases, yeah, another record-breaking day yesterday, over 2,700 cases yesterday. The positive rate up to over 9% is kind of getting to where it was at the beginning, but rather than having all the hospitalizations and deaths that we were having at the beginning, that's not happening. Hospitalizations do go up on a Tuesday. Hospitalizations are kind of going up a little bit, but the percentage is going up a tiny bit, but it is 1 day's worth of information. Deaths are still hovering around that 0.12 mark, so not a marked increase, and it is 1 day's worth of information. I don't know what's going to happen today, but I wouldn't expect it to trend like that for the rest of the week. So Ron DeSantis confirming that he's not going to shut the state down. I thought that would happen. There's no way that the state was going to be ever shut down. Nothing from Jerry Demings yesterday, so I don't know his thoughts on that. Don't forget that the counties can also have their own mandates for what they want to do, but DeSantis is clear on what he wants to do. He's been called out by Nikki Fried the Agriculture Commissioner. I don't know what's going on there. I think those two have fallen out. So there might be some political capital for Nikki Fried to be saying that, and that's where that lies. The group of doctors asking for masks to be mandated across the state, I don't actually think that's a bad thing. If we can keep people from getting the virus, even though there's less hospitalizations and deaths, then that's got to be a good thing. If people have to wear masks for a while, I'm all in for that. So this news yesterday about the reservation system for Disney World being operational through 2021, that got quickly taken down, but I would say there's no smoke without fire. So I think that those ticket companies that put that information up yesterday, I believe they do have that information from Disney. It's just that they were then told to take it down by Disney because there had been no official announcement from Disney. I think that the reservation system will start in 2020. Well, it'll start sort of very, very soon, but it will go through 2021. But that's a backstop for Disney, is my feeling. I think as soon as they get the nod that people can take masks off, or there's just a relaxation of social distancing, which allows them to go to capacity, then I think that those reservations will quickly go away. So I think Disney have done the right thing right now by having the reservations through 2021, and that is, I'm sure, causing some consternation with people who are expecting to travel in 2021 and then thinking, well, am I going to get into the parks? Same as the people who are coming in, like expecting to come next month, August, September, etc. for 2020 are now panicking as well. So for those in 2021, I think there's less of an issue than there will be in 2020. Those 7 and 14 day tickets now potentially not being applicable through the period from late September through to the end of the year 2021 because of the 50th anniversary. That's again, that's a potential, and if there's enough people with those 7 and 14 day tickets and we still have issues then, which I don't think we will because it's late in the year next year, but if we do, then the people with 7 and 14 day tickets are going to expect to be able to use those tickets for 7 and 14 days. And I doubt if that's going to be the case. And I doubt if that's going to be the case in 2020, as I've said before. So again, another hedge of the bet by Disney. I hope it's not going to be real and it's not going to be needed by Disney at that point in time. I just think we're going to be through it by then. So yeah, Disney now adding little bits and pieces to their mobile offer, their My Disney Experience, and check-in for hotels. So that's all good. That's just them tweaking stuff to make social distancing even better for them and make things even slicker. So that's all good. There is no news as to when the Disney reservation system will go live. There also is no news on when international flights will be coming back to America, even though Virgin are still saying they're flying on July the 20th. The travel ban hasn't been lifted by the US. So unless you're a US citizen or green card holder, you won't be getting in right now. The tri-state area self-quarantine executive order is still in place for anybody who's wondering that. We've got the Seaworld Lien, another lien. I don't know what's going on with Seaworld. I don't know whether they need cash. I haven't heard any rumours in the press that they've got financial problems, but they don't seem to be paying their contractors on time for whatever reason. So again, naughty Seaworld. And I hope they'll be doing that fairly quickly. I don't know if that's going to impinge on Icebreaker's opening date. I hope not, but you never know with a lien around. You never know what might happen. So that's the news for today. I'll be back tomorrow. There might be less news tomorrow, but I'll still be here. So take care till then. Stay well. I'll see you then. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.